I don't know. There's something that's so interesting, and I maybe will use my my history major and my culture anthropology major in 20 years and do a documentary about all the kids growing up today. Like Knox is the same. My oldest is Knox, and like I remember games Sunday. You were way too young for this, but like Sunday afternoon in the NBA season, there were always games on NBC. Very famous opening theme song. And I would watch the games, but I would get so antsy. And back then, obviously, I couldn't pause the game. So I just kind of had to pick points in the game, you know, early second quarter, halfway through the third quarter, if I wanted to watch the fourth quarter. And I'd be watching stuff that I was seeing on the television. This is like 12 to 15 years old, right? And I would go outside the backyard and I would try to practice that stuff. But kids today, they have every resource at their disposal in terms of because I do think it's interesting you bring this up. I think part of being a great player is being able to visualize. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was going to ask about the current NBA. We were talking about that before you got in. Who else do you like? Don't have to be stars or anything like that. Who else do you like watching? Do you feel like there are guys around the league that just when you're clearly watching a lot of basketball that you're picking up little tidbits from who are in the league right now?
Yeah. I love watching Luka and Paul George. Those are my two favorite players in the league.
When it became an obsession, did it change at all in terms of did you pick anything up from either not even necessarily just like NBA guys, but just like people you've watched and their skill set? Your skill set's obviously very unique in terms of how they play.
I literally like pull up highlights like on my computer and I'd literally go outside and start doing all the highlights. That's how I learned like how to play. And also, obviously going to practice, but that's how my dad remembered, like, I'd sit on the computer, watch, like, highlights for, like, 30 minutes, and then go outside and try to recreate them.
Like KD, like who? Like
J.R. Smith.
I fucking love this, Tim. I love this.
Like, watching NBA games now, it's a little different than, you know, when it was, or, you know, Jordan's era. It's, you have like every resource, like synergy, where you can see every possession, like of every shot.
You're diving into synergy. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
start them young. I love it.
So you can see like every possession someone takes, like every shot, every turnover. You know, I like to see like my stuff. Everything I do wrong, I like to look at. So.
Well, I was going to ask about this. So EYBL has all that data, right? They use all the tracking stuff and synergy. Does your prep school and boarding school, did that have the same sort of access to that information?
Yeah, at Sunrise Christian, we'd watch like film like pretty much every day. So we'd use synergy. That's how we like find our defenses, our offense. You know, what offense works best. Like, what's the percentage like on offense? How many times we score? Everything. So.
I'm going to start doing this with my team, I think. I coach my 8-year-old. What are you doing? So done with your senior year, McDonald's All-American, all the stuff. You announced a while ago that you would be signing with the G League. That became official about 2.5 weeks ago. What are you doing this summer, and what have you been doing since your season ended to prep for professional basketball?
So a lot of weight room stuff, like getting stronger overall. I think you can work on pretty much everything. I think everything could be sharper, you know, in anyone's game. So trying to build my body up because, you know, people are like way stronger in the professional league. It's not high school anymore. So, and a lot of catch and shoot stuff, off the dribble, mid-range, bunch of those things. If I was like a party animal, I'd not be here right now sitting at this table. I wouldn't. You have to dedicate your whole life to basketball. I think, JJ, you could agree with that too.
Yeah, I mean, my life actually changed when I did, and it wasn't to say that I didn't work hard or play hard before that, but you know, for me, it happened maybe a month before my 20th birthday, and as a professional, especially from like halfway through my second year on, it became more than a job. It became more than something I loved doing. It just became my life. Like everything everything revolved around it. And it's one of the things, like, I always would talk with young players about. They'd be, hey, do you have any advice for me? And I was like, yeah, the first thing you need to do, and it can change year to year. Sometimes it can change month to month, but the first thing you need to do is develop a routine and like a standard for your day. This is what my day looks like every single day. Because the reality is, Tommy's question, there are distractions, but if you have your standard of your day, hey, this is what my day looks like, then it becomes a lot easier. And you hold yourself to that, right? Then it becomes a lot easier to say no. Then it just becomes, that's my extra shooting time. Nope, I got a cold plunge. I'm not gonna be able to make it in time. I do this every single day. Nope, I got to go to bed at 10:30, night before a game. I do that every single day, right? And that just inherently eliminates all the bullshit. But I will say this, your point, and I'm very happy to hear you say that how much you love it. The reality is, in general, the people that run into problems or don't reach their full potential, they never figure this out. And I think part of the reason they never figure that out is they don't love it enough to set that daily standard.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I'm kind of giving you advice here.
I like it because that's also, I noticed that too. Like, every day has to be the same, like every single day.